Hey everybody, it's Mike. It's Saturday, it's December 9th, 2023. And with this video, I'm going to explain what happened to my blog. I received a number of emails and comments from folks who subscribed to the blog, and they went there yesterday only to find that the blog no longer existed. And the reason why it doesn't exist anymore, but it will soon be back up, I'm creating a new one, is because Google removed it. And I believe the reason why Google removed it is because they are in damage control with the revelations that came forth from the New Zealand whistleblower who released the data and the statistics from New Zealand that have to do with correlating the shot with deaths. And I call it the shot to death ratio. And it's very alarming. And this is information, obviously, that the controllers don't want out into the public domain. So what they're doing, in my opinion, is going into alternative platforms, alternative news platforms, and they're squashing the information, basically wiping the board clean. And the way they do that, of course, is just to remove the blog, remove the video channel altogether. And I'm going to explain to you in a moment and show you why I believe that I'm correct with this. Now, the other reason why my blog was on the radar, at least in my opinion, is because my blog does 15,000 views a day on average. 15,000 views a day times 30 days is 450,000 views a month. 450,000 views a month is 5.4 million a year. So my blog had a lot of reach. And the reason for that is because I've been doing this for over a decade. Now in the past, I didn't have any problems with Google because I have the blog on their platform. It's Blogspot, which is also referred to as Blogger. Things were sailing very smoothly until we got to the March 2020 event. And then they started to go in and selectively remove and censor certain posts. It's something that I wasn't pleased with, but I wasn't all that bothered by it because they were removing the posts a week, 2 or 3 weeks after the post first appeared. Now, for those of you who blog, or for those of you that have video platforms, you know that your blog post or your video has a certain shelf life in which people are going to view the post or watch the video. After that, the views just tail off. They just drop off the edge. So them coming to me 2 or 3 weeks later, I didn't care because the full impact of the post already had its impact. People saw it, people watched it, people read it, and let's move on. Okay, so fine. And they were doing it sporadically. So I wasn't getting too alarmed by it. But then in May of this year, they took the blog down for the first time without any notice whatsoever. No reason, they just took it down, other than the standard violation of their terms and conditions, their community guidelines, right? We know that really well. But that's it. No specifics. And they give you the option to appeal, which I did as well this time. But let's go back to May for a moment. And so I appealed their decision, not expecting anything. And then within a week, the blog was magically reinstated. And I received this email from Google. Hey, congratulations. After further review, we put your blog back up again. So this is their way of jerking your chain. Hey, we could take it down. We could put it back up. And then we got to yesterday. And so my process, the way it works is I get a cup of coffee in the morning. I sign onto my computer. And the first thing I do is I take a look at email. And I have all of these emails from Google saying, this post has been deleted and that post and this and that. I'm looking at it and it's just hundreds of them. And the posts have to do with the shot. I'm thinking, okay, I see what they're doing here. New Zealand whistleblower comes out about a week ago. The controllers are in severe damage control because that was the exact information that they did not want to have come out, because the source of the data was their data. It came out of their system. The New Zealand version of the theirs system, I guess, is how I should kind of categorize it, right? So it's their data. Their data was analyzed. Statisticians took a look at it, and they came up with the facts. And the facts are very, very damaging to their story, to their official narrative. So let's go scurry around now and see how many blogs, websites, and video channels, especially those associated with Google, their products, we can take down. And mine was one of them. And yes, I know I need to get off of the Blogger platform, and I have every intention of doing that once I clear out a lot of the other stuff that I'm involved in right now, one of which is getting some business done with my music. So that's what I think happened. The New Zealand whistleblower comes out. The data is very clear. They knew exactly what was going to happen once people lined up and rolled their sleeves up. And then, hey, we need to go out there and start erasing stuff. And so my blog was one of the things that they decided to erase. Okay, so again, it's because I believe my reach, when you think about it, how many alternative platforms have a reach where 15,000 people are hitting that particular blog or website, or even a video platform a day, getting that many views, I should say. It doesn't have to be 15,000 people, but 15,000 views. And then that extrapolates to 450,000 views a month, and then 5.4 million over a year. And, that's a concern for them, I think. And when you multiply that by the number of people that are doing the type of work that I'm doing, or perhaps that you're doing, there's a lot of people getting information that they don't want out. And so they're walking around the room pulling all the plugs out of the wall. Okay, so in any case, let me just show you the emails. I'm not going to show you all of them, but let me just show you how it's obvious to me that what they're doing is correlated to what was released out of New Zealand. Okay, so just hold on one second and let me pull this up. Okay, so here are the email messages, and what I did is I took all of them and I moved them into their very own folder. And you can see that in the middle of the night on December 8th of 2023, which was yesterday, I received 1,776 messages from Google. And this middle of the night stuff is something that they do all the time whenever they remove a video or they remove a blog post. And it's mindfuckery. It's so that you wake up in the morning and they're trying to ruin your day. But it doesn't work with me because I have been doing this so long that I just roll with the punches. And we move forward. Now, the interesting thing is, aside from the fact that all of these posts have something to do with the injection, some of them are repeats. We can see here, 17-year-old, and here, 17-year-old. And the only thing I could think of is that these were posts that they really hated. So they had to delete it 2 or 3 times. I really don't know why that's the case. I'm joking around here, but let me page down so you could see this. Take a look. See, 1:09 a.m. in the morning. Then we get to, let me see, 1:10 a.m., 1:49, 1:50, 2:49, 3:49, 350, and that's the end right there. All right, so that's what I woke up to when I was going to put some posts up on my blog. And again, what's interesting is when I woke up and I went to put posts up, the blog was still available. And then about, I don't know, a couple of hours later, they took the entire thing down. Okay, so that's the story. You have some insight now into how they operate. And with that, I'll wrap the video up. The comment section is open. You guys and gals have a great day, and we will talk soon. Thanks for listening. Hey everybody, it's Mike. It is Tuesday, December 12th, 2023, and I have an update on Google's shenanigans. And by the way, the first video I put up a couple of days ago, I'm going to take down so that they don't get spiteful and try to hit my channel with a community guideline strike. Now, in the last video, I told you when they took my blog down the first time back in May, they magically reinstated it a couple of days later. Well, they did the same thing again. So I received this email yesterday, the 11th, at 10:33 a.m., and you can see it comes from them, addressed to me. Your blog has been reinstated. Hello. We have reevaluated your blog against blogger community guidelines. Upon review, the blog has been reinstated. You may access the blog at, and they have the old URL. Thank you for understanding. Sincerely, the blogger team. Now, the first question we have to ask is, why did they not do the proper evaluation in the first place? Why did they have this knee-jerk reaction, take the blog down, you appeal, and then they evaluate the content? It's a rhetorical question. I know the answer to it as well as you do, right? They're jerking around, and that's what they do. So let me now take you back to the old blog URL and take you through a post that I put up this morning. Okay, so stand by. Okay, so here's the old blog URL, sageofquaynews.blogspot.com. And I have this post at the very top. It's pinned, and it's going to stay there so that I can redirect my traffic to the new URL until I am able to get off the Blogger platform. As I mentioned in the other video, I have a lot of other stuff going on, especially with regard to music business. So that takes priority at this time, but I will be getting off this platform as soon as I can. But in any case, what I did with this post was to summarize as briefly as I could what took place. So Google removed the blog on December 8th, 2023, because alternative news, opinions, and thoughts, i.e. free speech, are not allowed in the world of the hive mind. After 3 days, the overlords decided to reinstate the blog on December 11th, 2023. They did this after removing most of the blog content sourced from non-Google platforms, such as Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey, and Brighteon, leaving up videos from YouTube, which they own. So what they did was they left their videos up and they took all the other videos down from platforms that weren't theirs, that they don't control. That's what they took out. Very childlike. It's like dealing with a little kid that wants to take their ball and go home. So the post goes on to say that it seems to me they are a bit concerned about the number of voices breaking through the mainstream echo chamber, i.e. propaganda. And so then I list the new URL right here and asking everybody, as we should, to support free speech. Okay, so let me now go to the new blog and explain something else that they're doing. Because like I said, they're like little children. All right, so hold on one second. Alrighty, so here's the new blog, Sage of Quaid Dispatch. All the news you're not supposed to know. Support free speech. So let's page down, and at the top of each post that is sourced from a platform outside of YouTube. So if the video is sourced from Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey, or Brighteon, you're going to see this wording above the video. Click here if Google slow loads or blocks this video from Rumble or BitChute, also for Odyssey and Brighteon. Now, the reason why I had to add this above each one of these types of posts is because Google was fucking around and making the videos load very, very slowly or not load at all. And of course, this is done to frustrate the person that is coming to the blog, so they'll just abandon ship and go someplace else. To work around that, at least in the interim, until I can get myself onto a new platform, this will take you to the direct link to this video if for some reason they're slow loading or blocking the content. Okay, so that's the update. I'm not going to go back to the old URL because I've already established a new one, and I give myself maybe 30 days and I'll have the traffic back to where it was. Okay, so I want to thank everybody for their support. The comment section is open. You guys and gals have a lovely day, and we'll talk soon. Thanks for listening.